Well, we come here 50 years ago.
50 years ago.
Yeah. And when we first came here, I went round to Craigburn.
Yep.
And in one of the cottages there. And we were there for about 3 years. And then I got the opportunity to buy this place. And it was, there was 12 acres, one house, this house, 3 cows, a pig, a tractor.
3 cows, a pig and a tractor.
I was 47 and in the Army Reserves, that kept me pretty busy. And then at 47 I had to retire. And I came down here and went round to the football club, and one thing led to another. They didn't have a mini league. So I had 5 boys here at the time, and we started the mini league up. They played on the same, the seniors, reserves, and the under 12s that all played in one competition, and with the 3 games on the one day. It was good. Mark played reserves most of the time, so his score come up to about 400 and something games, mainly because he played 2 games in the one day.
Right. Yep. And the other boys?
Bruce was the youngest, and they called him Little Brucey. He didn't develop into A grade 1 till he got about 18, 19, and then I think he got 4 or 5 best and fairest over the years. He's a good player.
Yep.
Yeah. Keith was a good player too. He's a good one. And but Mark mostly played reserves.
Yep.
So,
There's one more. Who was the other one?
Grant.
Yep.
He played well.
Yep.
And
what roles have you had in the club in that time?
Well, first, I think the second year I was president, and then I was president for about 5 or 6 times, and then I waved the flags, or done every job actually.
Goal umpire?
Goal umpire, yeah.
Timekeeper?
Timekeeper. I'm still timekeeper. But there's a few trying to take my place now. They're battling for position. Yeah, that's good.
So what does a footy club mean to you?
Oh, it's a lifetime really. We do. You might. Oh, we've not packed them up now, but we wash 2 lots of jumpers at the moment, reserves and under 18s. Phil Kelly next door does the seniors. Yeah, it's the focal point of the whole community. Take the football away and there's nothing left in Hillwood.
Well, I got involved in 1981 when Jeff was asked to form a mini league, and I've been involved ever since. Well, worked in the canteen. We just supported them all the way along.
Yep.
You know, when there was something, I remember one year the seniors were runners up and the mini league won, and they were organising something for the seniors, and I could get me wild up easy those days. I don't so much now. And so I thought, right, I said to Kate, is the hall booked? No, it's not. She was responsible for the hall then. I said, it is now. I think I had to take Robin to the airport. She'd been visiting, and on the way back I bought all this stuff, and we put something on for the kids for winning. I didn't care about the seniors, and they were runners up, the kids won. And that's how I felt all along. I loved the kids. I do the interchange for the unders. Only the unders only do that. That's enough. I help Robin with the raffle. When she's finished with the raffle, I have to help her count and do the tickets. I'm available for the canteen, but I haven't done it lately, which is good. And we wash the jumpers for 2 teams, and that's it, I think. Yeah.
So what does the club mean to you?
Oh, everything, I think. What I really like most about it is what it does for kids. Not just the little kids now, all the players. Our club in particular, I think some clubs are like this and some are not. It's a family for them, and everyone that's joined our club has sometimes said, oh, we just love it. We feel at home, you know. The way Bobby treats them all, it's like his kids. The way everyone treats them, and Dot, you know, they love all that. And we have Barry Hume, and he told me that during every break he walks around where they are so that if they want to talk to him, they know he's there. And he told me once that they sat in the car with one boy for an hour. When they finished, he said, thanks for talking to me. And he said, we hardly said a word. He sorted his own problems out. And I think a lot of kids don't have the same home life that was always available. And I think that does a lot for them. And I used to think, when the kids grew up, that I'd get involved with something that did things for people. And I came to realise that I already was.
Well, my father was in the first team in Hillwood, so I think it was 26, wasn't it? Yeah, 26, and I was so big. Yeah, that's when I started to get involved, and then a bit later on, my mother was always in the food department, and of course not like it is now. It was a hot dog and an afternoon tea, which was a saucer with a scone and two sandwiches, a scone and a piece of cake, cream cake it was. That's what the food amounted to. The hot dogs were cooked up in a old copper, and so that was, I was about 5 or 6 when I started helping Mum. My job was to make the plates with the afternoon tea. The guy, Dave Miller, he used to go and pick them up on Saturday mornings and then take them home after the game and all that. But after the game we would have, up in his big shed, we'd have hay bales around to sit on and a barbecue and a band, footy club. Yeah. And I mean, we didn't have all the luxuries they've got now. You didn't have a shower because there was no showers. You went home mud and all. Yep. And we used to sometimes we'd have 8 people at our place for tea after the game because we were having the function, you see. And they'd come around, they'd probably have a shower, and even then that wasn't very elaborate because, you know, we hadn't long had running water. We mostly had tanks, you know, and things like that. So, how old would we have been? 18, 17, 18? About 18, at dances, because we went to dances every week, you know. We'd go out around Corona, Piper, Hillwood, and that was Friday nights, and then Whitemore, and then Saturday night was always St Elby's. Right. That was awesome, and sometimes through the week on a Wednesday.
So when did you start watching him play footy?
We hadn't played much football. He hadn't played much football when he first came here, and he always, should I say, he always got injured. So we'd usually spend Saturday night up at the General.
Is that what makes him such a good trainer?
Probably is, yeah. So that was, and then he played until he was 26, and then he got a badly broken jaw, and they advised him not to play again because they didn't know how in those days, you know, they wired him up and then it got an infection in it, so they had to take the plate out, and he was a long time getting better.
So you stayed involved with the footy club? You stayed involved?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So what's some of the roles you've had at the footy club?
Oh, mostly food. Mostly canteen work.
All functions.
Yeah, all the functions that we had, we used to run the functions, we used to organise all them, and big functions like they were 150 to 200 people would come to a dinner, and that was, and we used to cook all the food, you know, for it, so like a baked meal and things like that. So mainly it's been in food.
So,
Should I say
so what does a footy club mean to you?
everything, because that's Hillwood, isn't it? I just hope that the ones that coming through now can keep it going, because there is nothing else here. To the whole team, well, mix more with the people that have got the club going, running, the ones that are working, you know. It's all very well for Saturday to go out and play, but you've got to have a lot of people to earn a lot of money. And it's very hard to get those people, because volunteers are not easy anymore, really.
What's the most enjoyable thing you've had being part of the Hillwood Footy Club?
Most enjoyable thing? Well, going back a few years, I suppose there's one main thing is when we started under 19s, because we didn't have any under 19s much here, just probably 2 or 3 all the time, haven't we? And we had a lot of them come from Waverley and Rocherley and Mayfield and all like places like that. Kids going nowhere, but we used to have to go and pick them up and take them home after the functions and all that sort of thing. And some of them have turned out really, really good young fellows, you know.
Okay, mate. So, how long have you been associated with the Hillwood Footy Club?
50 years, a bit less than K. 50 beautiful years.
More than that. He was 18, isn't it?
So you began as a player?
I began as a player, yes. Yeah, no, I was fortunate to play in some premiership years in the 1959s and 60s. I don't really know how many premierships I played in, because in a sense that was a bit irrelevant to me. I've always been a team player, and I just wanted to play for Hillwood. I loved footy, and in those early years when I started playing footy, I didn't have any football boots. I only had work boots, and you can't play football in your work boots. So the only way I could play, because we had no money, Dad got the acorns off the tree and snobbed them into my boots so I could play a game of footy. And then at the end of it, he'd take it out, and then on Monday there'd be a work boot again. McLean.
How many McLeans have played for
Yeah,
Hillwood?
there's a few. There's Freddie, Kevin, that's in the order of seniority, myself, Andrew. Darcy reckons he didn't, but I've got him, and I know he did. He played a few games. So then there's a lot of others, you know, like my brother's sons, you know, Matthew, and quite a few of them, you know, too many for me to remember. But yeah, the McLean's have had a very, very long association. I just mentioned one particular interesting thing was Dave Miller, who was really, for me, the founder of the Hillwood Football Club, as it is today, and he used to, and he was in those days a wealthy man, and he would get up at 5 o'clock on a Saturday morning, because my brother Freddie worked at Camarco and they started at 6 o'clock, so he would get up in the morning, because we didn't have cars and Dave did, pick Freddie up, take him to Camarco. He'd work till 12 o'clock, 6 hours. He got special permission from the aluminium place to knock a couple of hours off his shift so he could play footy. And then when Freddie finished his shift, Dave Miller would go back down and pick him up and take him to the football. That's incredible to think that people would just go out of their way. And when you talk about like communities, to me you can't beat that. You know, like the fellas that done the ground and spent all the money on it and organised it, and in between all of that you find enough time to go down and pick up a little football that no one knew much about, and who Dave really thought he had a lot of ability and would bring him up and take him to football, then have to take him home after football finished. And at times, most likely it would have been under a fair bit of influence of drink.
So you play. What other roles have you had at the Hillwood Footy Club?
Yeah, quite a few. Obviously I've been a trainer, and on the training side of it, Jacko Hurst, I would like to bring him into that because him and I trained together for 35 years, and we never had one crossword in that whole time. So training, I've been a secretary, I'm a life member, I've been a treasurer. The only role that I haven't had is the president, and I never ever sought that role. I felt that the president didn't need to be a real worker, it needed to be somebody to give us good governance and direction. So I just wanted to be on the ground, doing whatever needed to be done. I didn't care what I did.
So what does the club mean to you?
It's my life.
You've been associated with.
I've been involved in the club since 2000. First of all, started off with the mini league, being involved in the running of that, and then just finished there and progressed into the senior club.
So what roles have you had?
Mini league, I was treasurer, running canteens, fundraising, supporting, and then with the senior club, I've been a cleaner, helping in the canteen, bar manager and licensee, which I am now, so anything goes is what I do.
Okay. So what does the club mean to you?
Oh, everything, just everything. It's the family atmosphere, the people you get to meet, just everything.
So what's some of your most enjoyable moments of being at the club?
Oh, winning games. When they win a game, the hype that brings into the club. And as an ageing committee, we work hard to see all this happen. And when it happens, you feel like you've really achieved something. And the players just lift. Yeah, to see that, it's worth everything.
So you've had some ups and downs with your own health and those sorts of things. So what gets you back up?
The club. The support of the club that stands by me. The support of the players that don't know a lot of what's going on with me, but just knowing they're there. And that maybe, we can come through and win a few games. Yeah.
So what's some of your favourite players over the years?
Over the years, just all of them. I have special players. I can't name them because everyone's special to me. Like now, there is one or two special players, but in saying that, the whole lot of them are special, from under 18s right through. Of course, that's how I look at them. They're my family, they're my boys.
Well, I go back, I'm old, but this is going to sound really old, but I go back to 1967. I played my first game with Hillwood, and I was 13. So that wasn't because of my talent, that was because we were short. They said, young fella, you want a game? So I actually played a senior game in 1967. Then went away and came back to Hillwood when they reformed in 80. I came back up here in 84 for 1 year, and then went back to Georgetown in 85, and then came back in 86, and until now I'm still here. Yeah.
I first came to Hillwood in 1987 as coach. I coached for the 1 year, and then I left in 94. Coached Uni Mowbray until 97, and then come back to Hillwood and been back here ever since.
Okay, and you had a bit of success in the late 90s, yes?
Yeah, in the 90s was very good to me. I won a flag with Hillwood in 90 and 92, and I coached the flag for 94, 95 and 97 at Mowbray, and then I came back to Hillwood in 99 and 2000, which we won a flag.
Very good. So back to you, Grant. So what's been your role since you've retired as a player?
I joined the committee as I was still playing in 1986, and in 1988 I took the role of treasurer and football manager, I suppose we could call it, and player payments and contracts, and been on the executive committee for 32 years.
Wow. Wow. So what's some of your highlights about being involved with the footy club?
I was asked this last year at the reunion, and other than, you know, we'll do this to try and win premierships and that, but one of my main likings of doing all this, and you don't do it unless you enjoy it, and I do enjoy it, but it's the actual community involvement, you know, is really important, and, you know, the people you meet, and so that's been, you know, probably one of the greatest things that I've got out of it.
There's always a lot of highlights. I mean, I captained the side in 90 and played in 92. Probably coaching, coming back to Hillwood in 99 and 2000 and winning premiership back to back was pretty special. Probably the highlight though was, and the year that I enjoyed most out of the coaching was, I think it was 2014 when I went and got a heap of kids that had been here previously, played under 19s, as in Nick Bald and Jake Pearce and quite a few others, Tommy Bennett. And we started the season, we won, I think, one of our first 8 games, and then I think we won 5 of our last 7 and got into we didn't quite make the finals, we missed out on percentage, but that was the most rewarding year that I've had in football.
Okay, so either one of you can answer now. Now, what does the club mean to you?
Well, you know, it provides great enjoyment. You meet people, and you know, as I said before, we all want to win. When we talk about getting our side together, that's okay. We might be doing a rebuilding year. I'm not talking about this year, but any time. But as soon as the ball's bounced on a Saturday at 2 o'clock, we all sit there and we only want to win. So, and that's, I suppose that's human nature. But over a long period of time, you know, it's just provided a lot of friendships and meeting a lot of people, and it's a great lifestyle and hobby, and you know, a very healthy environment to be in.
Yeah, I just think it's basically community. I mean, I built a house here in 92, and I'm not one to go out too much, that sort of thing, and I wouldn't have got to meet so many people within the Hillwood area if it hadn't been for the football club. Because come down here, whether it's Tuesday or Thursday night or Friday night when they have the meals on, or Saturday during the game, you'll always meet somebody, you know, meet somebody new. And I think it's a good thing for the community. Look, there's not many people here, and we haven't got a lot of players from the community, but we actually fight pretty well above our weight.
Pride is a powerful thing, we're the Sharks and we play to win. Bound by fierce desire, we play with heart and we play with fire. We're the Sharks and it's understood, we're a band of brothers at Hillwood. We're the Sharks and we're proud and strong. We're the Sharks and we all belong. And we stand by you, maroon and blue. And we stand by you,